Does anyone else's baby constantly have highlight all over their face because their highlight gets on their baby's face? Is that normal? You look so shiny and beautiful. It's probably not good, right? So I have Miss Julie here, not being super happy. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi? You're not super happy about it? Oh. Say hi, I'm Julie. Hi, I'm Julie. Alright, so, I have a few minutes. My husband is outside with my son. It's after dinner. They're just getting some energy out. Julie and I are hanging out. You want them to be able to see you, huh? Just better. Okay. And I thought I would just do a really casual video with you guys because I've been home for, I think it's been like maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, with both kids and my husband back at work. And it's just a lot more than I thought it was going to be, honestly. There's a few things that I wish I would have been more prepared for going into having 2 kids, watching them by myself. There's some things that are harder than I thought they would be, and then there's some things that I just like didn't really even think about as being like something that was gonna stress me out or cause any issues. So I thought I would just do a casual sit-down video talking about how I'm doing and how transitioning from 1 to 2 has been, and kind of maybe some things that I've been using to try to make things easier. So let's jump into it. I guess the biggest thing that I did not expect when having my daughter is how my son was going to change. I feel like his personality changed, and that a lot has to do with him not being an only child anymore. I think the biggest thing is that my son gets jealous, and also he just has a lot of energy, and so I'm not able to take him out to parks as much or for as long as I did before. So I think that's a big thing too. So he just, I guess, has to act out a lot more now because he doesn't know what to do with his energy and with his frustration of not being an only child. And so he just is a lot different. He's a lot harder to take care of, and I have to do things differently now with him, and I just didn't expect it to change. I knew that it would a little bit, but I just didn't expect him to change that much. So that is one of the things that's been the hardest, and I did not expect. He's really sweet with Julie. He loves Julie, and he'll give her hugs and kisses all day long. That's the first thing he says when he wakes up is Julie, kiss. So I know that it's not that he's like mad about her being here. It's just, I feel like he doesn't know what to do sometimes when he just feels like he wants more attention or he wants to go play and he's not able to. So that has been really hard, and I guess any advice on that is just try to block out times where you can let your toddler just like run around either in the driveway or at the park, or play a game with them inside that really gets out some of their energy, but also just having the time to play with them one-on-one, or just give them as much of your attention as you can. It's hard because I feel like there's always something going on with Julie where she needs to be burped, or she needs to be fed, or she needs to be rocked to sleep, or she's just fussy for no reason and I just need to hold her and comfort her, and there's always something going on. And so it's hard for me to at any point in time just be completely 100% on him, because I feel like she naps throughout the day, but she just takes small little naps, and then she'll like kind of fuss on and off in between them. And so I'm just constantly like checking on her and making sure she is okay. Hello. So it's definitely hard, but I feel like because she's on such a schedule, I kind of have an idea of when she's going to eat and when I'm going to need to change her diaper and all those things. And so I can kind of plan out my day where this is probably the time of the day that she's going to be the most content, or she's not going to have any needs besides just either being held or just checked on every once in a while. So I can kind of plan on, okay, during this time I might have some time to play a game with him or play cars with him or whatever it is. So I definitely have to kind of plan ahead and just like be really intentional with my time so that I can try to get some of those moments with him. The other thing that I really wasn't prepared for, even though that doesn't make any sense, I should have understood this was going to happen, but with 2 kids, you're just like physically moving all the time. Like I feel like I'm constantly like running from room to room, like, okay, this kid needs food, this kid needs a diaper change, this kid needs a bottle, this kid needs a sippy cup. Like there's just so many things that I'm constantly having to get them and do for them, and it makes sense, obviously you have an extra child, but I just didn't expect to have like that much to do constantly. Like the days go by so much faster now because there's just so much to do all the time. With my son, it would be like lunchtime and then we would just sit around for a while and play a game or watch a show or go to the park, or you know, like there was so much downtime where we could just hang out and chill. And now literally like just me going to the bathroom or having lunch is like difficult to fit in the schedule. So I just didn't expect it to get like that crazy and that busy. And maybe things will get better, and I bet they will when both kids are kind of like, I guess, more like on the same routine or like eating the same things or playing the same games. But for now they're just so different that they're doing their own thing and they need their own things, and so it's just constantly helping each one out individually. The biggest thing that's really helped me, I guess, feel like more normal and like more like in control is just getting on as much of a routine as we can. And it's hard because there's so many things that change. Like today my toddler took a nap from 12 to 1 and then woke up, instead of his normal naps has been like 1 to 3. So it's been 2 hours and it's been later. He just randomly decided to take an earlier nap and a shorter nap today, and so that completely threw things off. Everything, I mean, there's so many things that could change and could deviate, but having like somewhat of a schedule and kind of like, I guess, planning ahead for the next couple hours has really helped me. So, oh girlfriend, like if I know Julie is going to need to eat in 2 hours and Dean's probably going to be hungry in 2 hours, then maybe I'll feed Dean a little bit earlier, and then I won't have 2 hungry kids at the same time. Things like that. Also, something that makes it a little bit more tricky for me is I'm having to pump. I'm trying to exclusively pump, but we are supplementing with formula little bits. It's like 25% of her bottle usually is formula, and then 75% is breast milk. That's kind of what we've been doing because I can't keep up 100% with all of her bottles. So, but I am like pumping just as frequently as she's eating pretty much. And so I'm having to do that throughout the day too. And luckily I have a pump that I can just wear and like walk around and do stuff. If I didn't, I can't even imagine what I would do. So that is really helpful, but you have to kind of plan it out because there's some things that aren't as easy to do when you're pumping. One of those things is like diaper changes are kind of hard to like bend over and like you don't want to spill the milk out and everything. So I don't really like to do diaper changes while I'm pumping, and I usually pump for like 20 to 25 minutes each time. So it's just a lot of like things that are being scheduled throughout the day and like chunks of time that I have to kind of map out in my mind so that things aren't getting like out of hand. But there's just a lot, and I know that it's going to get easier as I like get more comfortable with it, because I'm only a few weeks into this. But it's just, ooh, what was that? It's just a lot, like all day, every day. And to think that, like, you know, like this is how it's going to be forever. Oh goodness. I just wanted to share like what I'm going through and just thoughts that I'm having, and things that I'm trying to work on. One other whole topic is taking 2 kids out by yourself to public places like Target or the grocery store or whatever. That's tricky, and I feel like it's not too bad now because Julie does so well. I mean, you can hear she's having a hard time right now. She definitely has a lot of fussy moments, but when I'm wearing her, she does pretty good. So if I just wear her to the grocery store or to Target or wherever, she will just hang out and really doesn't even make a peep, and so I can just focus on Dean, and it's almost like how it used to be, just grocery shopping with one kid, because I just really only focus on him. But when I feel like it's going to get a lot harder when she is just like more awake and fussier and has her own needs at the grocery store, because right now if you just make sure she ate before you go, she's good. But I know in a couple months that will probably get a lot harder, so I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, kind of how to manage that and little tricks here and there. But the main thing that I guess I could share with you guys is just wear your infant and then have the toddler in the shopping cart or in a stroller. I feel like that's the best way to do it, so that your newborn is just kind of chilling and you don't have to worry about them as much. I think every mom has different things that make them feel sane or make them feel like they're able to get through the day. And for me, I feel a lot better when I'm able to do my hair and my makeup. That's one thing that really helps. So getting up like earlier, or just cutting out like a chunk of time during nap time or whatever to get ready or put yourself together, that definitely makes me feel better. I would love to wake up before my son in the morning, but I've just been so tired, and I don't really have a great reason to be tired because she's sleeping pretty good chunks throughout the night, like 4 hours at a time. And then my husband will feed her while I pump, but it still just feels like we're not getting good sleep because we are waking up every like 3-ish hours, because if she goes 4 hours in between feeding, it's really more like 3, because there's an hour where she's up and you're putting her back to sleep and all of that. Another thing for me is getting out of the house. Although it is stressful with 2 kids, I just love going places. I love getting in the car. It's also because the car, everybody's strapped in, and you know, you can kind of like do your thing and don't have to worry about a kid like running away or needing like a diaper change or spitting up or something. Although I guess she gets spit up in the car, but usually there's not any issues. They're just in their car seat and everything's good, and then we can go somewhere and just get some fresh air. And I just love going out places. So for me, figuring out how to make it work when I'm out at the park or at the grocery store with both of them like was crucial, because it really brings me a lot of sanity. Another thing that I should mention is going to the park with 2 kids is challenging, and you have to be super strategic. So this is my elaborate plan when I go to the park, because usually we'll play at the playground and then we'll go on a walk maybe after, depending on the park, because I like to go on walks. But I'm not gonna go on a walk before my son plays on the playground, because he'll see the playground and he'll freak out. So we go to play on the playground first for maybe a half hour, and I'll wear Julie in the carrier, and then I'll have the stroller that is our double stroller. But my son will play on the playground, I'll wear Julie, I'll just have the stroller with me, and then as soon as he's done playing on the playground, I'll take Julie out of the carrier, I'll put her in the stroller, and then I'll put Dean in the stroller, and then we'll go on a walk. So that's worked out pretty well, because if he's on the playground and he needs help with something, or he wants me to come up there with him, which usually is gonna happen, then if I'm wearing her, I can just go on the playground with her. But if she was in the stroller, then I don't want to leave her at the bottom of the playground and go up and hang out with him. So I have to wear her for that piece of it, and then I throw them both in the stroller and we can go on like a mile walk or something. So that's worked out pretty well. But there's just a lot of experimentation, and I'll say it again, you really need a baby carrier if you're gonna have 2 kids. I mean, really, you just do. And with my son, I didn't really wear one much, but it's like crucial now. It's really sweet to see my son interacting with her and just how much he loves her, and he'll just look at her sometimes and you can just tell he really likes her. So that's really awesome. It's just hard in the moments when he's screaming and she's screaming and he's trying to throw things at her because he's frustrated and he doesn't really understand why. Or sometimes he's not even trying to throw them at her or at me, but he just is accidentally. And there's just a lot of chaos a lot of the time, and it's a lot. But I think things definitely get easier the more you get comfortable with it and you get into a routine and you figure out little shortcuts or little ways to make your life easier and make things go faster. Like today, I decided going to the grocery store, I have a carrier that like clips in and has all the straps and everything, and then I have one that's just like a fabric piece that you like wrap around you. And I usually wear like the heavy duty like clip-in carrier to the grocery store because I thought like I needed more support. That makes more sense. You're going to be walking around for a while wearing her. But today I decided I was going to try the fabric wrap, and I thought that made sense because I can actually put it on at home and just wear it there. It's like an accessory essentially. I even put like a vest like over it, and I just wore it to the grocery store, and then when we got there I threw her in it, and it was nice because I already had it on. I didn't have to like fumble around with that in the parking lot. So I just threw her in it and then could take her out, and I just wore it home, and it was just a little bit quicker of a process, and it did work out really nicely. And even though I didn't have like those huge support pieces that you do with a more structured carrier, it still is comfortable and it still worked fine. So I think I will probably continue to do that because that just was a little bit smoother of a process instead of having to like fumble around with it when I got there. But everybody's different and everyone figures out their own little shortcuts and things that make them happy and make things easier for them. So if you are about to be in that position where you're gonna have 2, or if you do have 2 kids and you're trying to figure it out like me, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts and my experiences and let you know that I am right there with you, and it's hard. It really is. But at the end of the day, when you're wondering how the heck did I get through the day, you did it, and you're strong and you're capable, and you're doing the best that you can with what you're given, and you just got to give yourself that grace and just make it through each day. So I appreciate you guys watching this video and letting me vent a little bit. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so and hit the bell button because I am not posting super consistently right now, but I do post a lot of videos about motherhood, life with a newborn, with a toddler, postpartum. I had a C-section, so C-section recovery, videos like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider joining my family here. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.